This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing that we call the Town Watch, which is about a half an hour, usually a little looser, and a lot of fun. And that's available to you over there at the Patreon if you give it the $5 or $10 a month level. That $10 a month level also gets you a sticker in the mail every month because you are a member of the Says Who Sticker Club when you give at that level, which is a hell of a great club. Anyway, all of that, patreon.com/sayswho.
Hello, books.
Hello.
Would you like, guys, just read. Read more. Read right now. Just books are better for you than whatever other bullshit is out there. Everything else wants to sell shit to you or tell you terrible things. But books are books, and they're better.
Books. They're better.
Books.
Brought to you by the National Book Board.
Buy our books or read them. Steal them. We don't care. Just read them.
I mean, if you want to steal a book, just go to a local library and you can do that legally for free.
Or commit grand theft book.
Don't do that.
Back up into an Amazon warehouse.
Don't do that, because here's the secret thing, and I know this from being a publisher for a long time.
Yes, it is.
Anything that gets stolen from a bookstore gets called shrinkage, and you pay for the shrinkage. So you're not sticking it to the man, unfortunately. You're sticking it to the publisher, because they'll just say, oh, we're claiming 38 copies as shrinkage.
Right.
Yeah. So don't do that. But that's the beauty of a library. It's like stealing, but they let you. If you want to...
That's the official library slogan.
It is. If you would like to buy books on the internet, you can always go to our bookshop at kickbezosintheballs.org. That is our little bookshop where there are very quick links to all of Maureen's stuff. There's sort of a running list of books that we mention on the pod, at least when I remember to add them in. And there's a search bar where you can literally just get a book. Put it in, buy it, it shows up. Yeah, I just bought like 3 or 4 books this last couple of weeks that way. So it's all good stuff. kickbezosintheballs.org. And while you're buying things on the internet, you can always go to merch.sayswhopodcast.com. That's our own little merchandise store where we have all kinds of Says Who goodies. So you can get those there, or go to shop.dansinker.com, where I sell patches and shirts and stickers, but mostly now I sell hats. I'm a haberdasher now, apparently, Maureen. I've sold a lot of hats.
Are you all poisoned with mercury? And you're like, ooh, I'm Danny Pants.
Why would I be poisoned with mercury?
That's the Mad Hatter. They used mercury in the making of hats, and that's why the Mad Hatter was mad. He had mercury.
What part of a hat required mercury back in the day?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense to me, but I believe you.
Something to do with felting? I don't know. I just know that's why the Mad Hatter is mad.
Okay, I just thought he was a imaginary character.
No,
everyone was wild.
No, he
Queen
had mercury
like
poisoning.
Soldiers that looked like playing cards. I don't think we were really dealing with actual reality here.
Well, that's because she was on drugs.
Okay.
The Mad Hatter was suffering from an industrial poison.
Man, you really know how to take a children's book and make it gritty.
That's my job.
Yeah. Good book.
I like to suck the life out of things.
Perfect. Well, if you would like a hat that doesn't make anyone mad, but does keep your head warm,
make that noise.
I now sell 3 different types of trying hats. I was talking with someone yesterday about diversifying income streams, and they were like, yeah, it's really more like income trickles. And I was like, that's true. I have a diverse number of income trickles.
Income gutter overspill.
Apparently hats is now a major part of that.
I need some new stuff. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Someone at my 1 second.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is from you.
It is from me.
What did you?
I'm
Wow,
excited.
what'd you say?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so
What'd you
happy
say?
this came when we started recording. What are the
it's-
odds?
Oh,
Yeah.
those are. You sent me some shoes. They're
I sent you some shoes, Maureen.
Oh, those are
I
wow,
I
look at that.
guessed your shoe size.
And you guessed 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Yeah,
that seems right. The thing is, we have spent a lot of time recording the Says Who podcast together over 10 years.
Right.
And sure, I see you in a video screen and I only see you from about mid-waist up.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure you're a 5.
I between a 5 and a 9, but
See?
yeah.
Right on.
Let me just
yeah, you got to put them on. They look great. They're going to look great. See, look at that. They look like they fit perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Oh, I get.
Did it pop right
out.
in?
Yeah. I can kind of walk with the heel out, like the toes almost. Sure, the toes are in the middle, sort of. I can kind of balance.
I bet they look great.
Well, it's probably time to get into Wiki Feet again, I guess.
Yeah,
okay
that's
feet.
the thing.
That's a okay feet. Oh, they pinch. I'm gonna take them off.
No. You got to leave them on. They just look nice. They just take a minute to break in.
Oh, the blood. The Says Who podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Our podcast.
It's a coping strategy. I am Dan Sinker.
I'm Maureen Johnson.
You're holding your can of sparkling water like you were endorsing it all of a sudden. It was like perfectly level facing the screen.
I'm TV's Maureen Johnson, and I drink Waterloo tropical fruit sparkling water.
That sounds like a lot. There's a lot going on there. How are you? Listen to this Maureen Johnson, everyone. This is actual Maureen Johnson, not whatever strange drug-induced gremlin joined us last week.
I don't think I was that bad, was I?
You were that bad. You were that bad.
Really?
You sobered up over the course of the hour, but the first, I would say, 30 minutes or so was something.
Having pneumonia has been before this, I didn't know you could just catch pneumonia. I thought you developed it.
Yeah.
But whatever I got off of Oscar that he brought from Vegas, that probably came from Northern California, from all the people that were game devs that brought their illness.
Yeah.
Because I ride a little on the immunocompromised spectrum, the thing that he gets that just like is gross to him, fucking laid me out. So yeah, I was just really sick for about a week, like proper high fever, just didn't break, sick. And as that went away, and I'm left with this kind of leftover pneumonia thing, and I'm like, well, how long is this nonsense gonna? Because you have a thing and you get over it and it's over, and I'm like, my days are pretty good now, but come around 6 or 7, I could take one walk. So I don't have enough strength to walk Dexy on my own.
Okay.
But I can walk with Oscar a short walk and back home again.
Yeah.
And to be outside, it's really nice. So getting some sun has been good. But then I have also made dinner and that's okay. But then I get this kind of, I feel like I'm sort of in a vice, that I'm being sort
Yeah.
of squeezed, and it feels very unpleasant. And then it kind of malaise hits me,
Okay.
that just kind of this kind of that I've been inside a lot, and all this time that I've had fevers and stuff, like a lot of us, I have read the news of this, of all the things going on.
Yeah.
And as I was reading it last night, I was like, this is not good for any of us. And then shout out to my friend Sean, who sent me just out of the blue a text of the song "I'm Not in Love" by 10cc. just sort of, just because it's funny. And I played it, and I was like, this song is actually slightly hypnotic.
Okay.
And I started
what
to
is
feel
that
better.
song? Can you
I'm
give us a little bit of the refrain?
So don't forget it. It's just a silly thing I'm going through. Oh, oh, oh. So just because I call you up, something, something. So I started reading about how they made this song.
Okay.
Because it is a kind of weirdly hypnotic song. And they decided to record all of their voices singing single notes, going, ah. And then they plugged them all into, I don't know how mixing boards work. They're always very mysterious to me. But they each had a channel for all their voices. And then they put tape across the bottom so you could never completely fade it out. So there was always like a hum over the bottom.
All right.
And all the instruments are their voices that they're fading, like before they were kind of synth loops. Like they're playing the console as their voices with like all these tracks, but with this just a piece of physical tape on the bottom. That means this kind of hypnotic chant, almost meditation sound, never goes away.
I like that.
It's
Who knew?
Because I was like, how is this? And then I was like, how? There is something about this song, and that is why it has such a kind of weird hypnotic quality. It's all of their voices being kind of hacked into a 1970s mixing board.
That's amazing.
And manually controlled. And then also just modulated with a piece of Scotch tape.
I love that shit.
I knew you'd like that.
I like that shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All that for, let's face it, kind of mid-song.
It's not mid after that. It has a kind of hypnotic quality, and that is why it's like a sort of, they've made a kind of celestial choir out of all of their voices, and kind of they sort of made a synth out of this mixing board.
That's amazing.
Things that mystify me, like for example, obviously I watched the new Wings documentary Man on the Run, and when I've always read and consumed a ton about how music is made, but I don't know what difference it makes when they're like, when Paul's like, I just plugged my guitar into the back of the mixer directly.
Right.
I'm like, isn't that just how you do it? Like, I don't know. Like, right. I'm always like, why does that matter?
Right.
I don't know.
You would get a very, very different guitar sound
if you plugged it directly,
because it would be very, very clean,
if you just plugged it right into the back.
Normally in a recording studio, you would plug into an amp, and then you would put a microphone in front of the amp, which would then record the guitar. But then you've got multiple things in the mix, right? You've got the sound of that the amp does, which is going to be different amp to amp. You've got the sound of the microphone and how it's going to pick stuff up. So
why wouldn't they always just plug it into the back and get a better sound?
Because it's not a better sound necessarily. It's a very different sound. Usually it's not what you would want, because if you are listening to music, if you go hear music performed, you're hearing it through amplifiers and at a specific volume, plugging directly into the board is a totally different sound, and doesn't have any of the sort of amplification aspects that you would normally expect from rock and roll music.
Whoa. Well, apparently it was wild that he did that, and he's like, and then I plugged this in there and I plugged this in there and I just made this album.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's interesting about that era, like, the late 60s through the 70s, was there was a great deal of experimentation happening in the studio, in ways that were amazing and then just weird ass ways. Like I think it was it Pet Sounds with the Beach Boys, where Brian Wilson sort of lost his mind partway through, but at one point he was like, I want to fill the studio with potatoes or something like that, and it's like, I don't think that's really affecting your sonic sound so much. But yeah, and then until digital recording started showing up, like any experiments you did were just weird tape shit and weird shit in the board and doing stuff in the booth, and even post digital, that was always very interesting.
See that? I knew you'd like that kind of stuff.
I like that shit.
I think you should listen to the song now and enjoy it, because you'll know that it's a bunch of just
that's crazy
weird stuff and a piece of tape. It's also just funny to have someone send you that song. He knew it would make me laugh, and it did. It's a funny thing to send somebody. So anyway, yeah, that's how they did that. And the reason I brought it up is when I started to listen to music, my mood lifted, and I had the very simple and clean realization that you sometimes get when you're just a little sick.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I don't need Reels. I don't need TikTok. I don't need any more shit sold to me.
Yeah.
I don't need it. And and it makes me sad for a reason.
Yeah.
That I sometimes get profoundly sad while on one of those apps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something sucking out my soul.
Yeah.
But then I get stuff that I want to see that like a person's made. And then there's a dog that's like, he has a tennis ball, but then,
The thing to me about those apps is, that scene in A Clockwork Orange where they're like prying the person's eyes open and then they're flashing a bunch of imagery at them.
Yeah.
That's what those apps are. Like,
and they're like, I hear you like Beethoven. That scene. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. Well, you're just seeing hundreds of different things in these tiny, increments. If you have sound on, it's even more assaultive because it's like, just every time. And I do really think it does actual psychological damage to us long term. Especially when you're talking about like, here's a, funny video that somebody posted. Boom. Here are a bunch of people getting killed. Boom. Here's a dog. Boom. Here's some more people getting killed. Like, it's not, what it's doing to our brains is not good things to our brains. So I think there's a reason that you feel a little bit surprisingly sad as you're scrolling through.
Yeah. It's not fun.
No. And it's also just very strange, like the way that the algorithms will constantly kind of push you towards, like, it's, I don't know. I think it's all not great.
No, I'm telling you, I must have looked at a pair of pants or something. And now it's like, oh, you like pants, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you like pants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really want to see any more pants. And they're like, well, how about some more pants? How about the pants? Do you like these pants? What do you think about these pants? How you like the pants, huh? Click here for the pants. Get the pants.
Pants Town now.
Forget it. Forget about it, Dan. It's Pants Town.
Look at you. It's fun to have you back normal. It's been a while.
I am still sort of surprised that I had pneumonia.
I mean, that's a surprising thing. Boom. Now you got a cold.
No, I've been sneezing throughout, but it's slowing down. Yeah, it just kind of, I was just busy doing my thing. And all of a sudden, whap! Like a big fish out of nowhere, whap! Like that time that I was biking down the East River and I got hit in the face with a crab. I was surprised. The crab was surprised.
I went yesterday to the lake. It was such a perfect, beautiful day yesterday. It was like 70 degrees. We all went down to the lake before dinner, just kind of stood there, feeling the sun, looking at the water. It was like still. It was great.
We went outside yesterday. I accompanied Oscar on this walk, and we're walking. We have there's an outdoor area with tables. It was really beautiful out. And we see our neighbor. We have this really nice neighbor, older guy that his dog accidentally pulled him over in the winter, and he fell straight backwards.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was like he broke 3 or 4 vertebrae. He was on a ventilator for 4 days. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
But he's doing much better. And now every time we see him outside, we're always like, hey, it's so good to see you. And he was out at one of these because I didn't realize it was him at first, because all I saw was a man sitting outside with a Casio keyboard with music set up. And he was out there just playing a Casio keyboard.
Wow.
And I was like, who's playing that? Oh, wait, and then we went over and he's like, yeah, I'm doing better. I have all the occupational therapy and physical therapy, and I'm taking these piano lessons. And he's just outside with his Casio keyboard, practicing his piano.
I was hoping that story was going to be that he is like really good at piano, and before he hit his head, he had never played. It
was no
before.
Good. No. That's what happened.
That's good. I'm glad. I felt like you mistold that story, so I'm glad we've corrected the record.
All kinds of terrible shit had happened to that man in the last couple of weeks, but now he's outside in the sun playing his Casio, living
Janice
it up.
Yesterday was like, she went out for a bunch of the day yesterday because it was so nice, and she was all, turns out that maybe I just feel bad because I hadn't seen the sun in a long time. I'm like, yeah, I think that could be it.
Out. I have to blow my nose. Cut this out.
Okay.
Helps my ears pop.
Okay.
I was on schedule to go to Philadelphia because my mother's having hand surgery this week and I needed to help her.
Yeah.
We canceled that because we thought if there's any chance that either of us are still contagious, it would not be safe.
Yeah, correct.
Now, I did want to help, but I was looking forward to, I have more outdoor time down there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd really like to be outside more.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to live somewhere I could be outside more.
Yeah, I think that you should do that.
Well, I sent you that link to a place.
That place
Did you even look at it?
I did look at it. Did I not respond?
No.
Oh, that was a really nice place. The thing that I appreciated, Maureen sent me a listing for was like rural Scotland, right?
Mm-hmm.
House. My favorite part of the listing was it said like copious number of outbuildings.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't like insanely expensive. It was like doable with a group.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was possible. And they had all those plants inside. Oh, they had all those plants.
Like that you're just buying it based on the plants inside.
There's one good Instagram account. There are many good Instagram accounts.
Okay.
But St. Planthony is actually definitely my new favorite from the gay plant store.
It's a good name.
Those are life affirming and good. Get yourself some St. Planthony from the gay plant store. He's great.
Well, on that note, Maureen, should we perhaps discuss the news?
Don't wanna.
Want to start with some update. Just I think an episode or two ago, we discussed Kristi Noem, Corey Lewandowski's affair, their purchase of basically a $70 million sex plane, among other things.
They're not in love.
Well, those two crazy lovebirds have been kicked out of running the Department of Homeland Security. How quickly do you think Corey Lewandowski then broke things off with Kristi Noem?
It was via text message, and it was 2 hours later.
Yeah, easily. Anyway, they were kicked out not for murdering 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis, not for the months of terror campaigns against migrant communities here, not for the insane levels of corruption, including the aforementioned luxury sex jet, but for saying under oath that Trump had given her permission to spend $200 million on Homeland Security advertising featuring her, which he was very upset about, that she blamed him. Upset enough that he fired her via Truth Social post while she was on stage speaking at an event. Did not know she was fired, but everyone in the room knew she was fired.
Dan was so excited. I get this all caps text message.
Yeah.
Kristi Noem got fired while doing a press conference.
Trump's pick to replace Kristi Noem, obviously that needs to get congressional approval, but it is Senator Markwayne Mullin, Markwayne being one name, one word, who appears, by all accounts, to be real dumb. Meanwhile, Kristi Noem was tapped to be a liaison to a new fake thing called the Shield of the Americas, which seems to basically be Trump's scam board of peace, but for this hemisphere. And speaking of peace, Maureen, the war against Iran seems to be going really well, with a constantly shifting set of goals that this week seem to be being downshifted. Everyone seems to be making them all up as they go along. There are now 8 Americans dead, thousands of Iranians dead. They've replaced the Ayatollah Khomeini with the Ayatollah Khomeini, his younger, reportedly more hardline son. So that seems like a good direction they're going. Oil prices have shot up above $100 a barrel. Gas prices here have followed suit. Trump seems to be vacillating between saying the war will be over soon and that we're just getting started. All of it feels super great. It was we discussed on day one of the war, we blew up a girls' school in Iran and killed, I think, somewhere on the order of 180 plus young children. Yeah. There's now a lot of video proof of a Tomahawk missile striking the girls' school.
It's so heartbreak.
Yeah, it's horrible. And to make the horror even worse, when asked about it yesterday, Trump's explanation was, well, Iran got their hands on a Tomahawk missile and blew up the girls' school with it, which is the most absurd possible explanation for it as to defy any level of belief in reality. Which is why, Maureen Johnson, instead of talking about this horror show, let's talk shoes.
Hey!
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, bitches? I'm here. It's my time now. Let's go, Daddy Pants.
Well, I swear we've talked about this story before, but just this week, the Wall Street Journal has dropped a new story headlined, Trump is obsessed with these $145 shoes and won't let anyone leave without a pair. Dateline Washington. The hottest and most exclusive MAGA status symbol is a pair of leather Oxfords. Prefer a wingtip, loafer, or monk strap, black or brown? President Trump's got you. Trump has been gifting footwear to agency heads, lawmakers, White House advisors, and VIPs. Did you get the shoes? He asked at cabinet meetings. Some people have laced up in the Oval Office. During a lunch meeting in January, Trump suddenly pivoted to his incredible new shoes and gave Tucker Carlson a pair of brown wingtips. All the boys have them, said a female White House official. Another joked, quote, it's hysterical because everyone's afraid not to wear them. The shoe salesman-in-chief is paying attention. Trump has fallen in love with Florsheim, the American brand that's been pairing comfort and style for more than a century. What the fuck is this writing, by the way? They're also affordable. Many cost $145. The president has taken to guessing people's shoe size in front of them. He asks an aide to put in an order, and a week later, a brown Florsheim box arrives at the White House. Trump sometimes signs the box or attaches a note of gratitude, according to people familiar with the ritual. Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio have some, so do Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Trump's Communications Director Stephen Cheung, Deputy White House Chief of Staff James Blair, and speechwriter Ross Worthington. Fox News personality Sean Hannity and Senator Lindsey Graham each have a pair. Recipients have taken to wearing their Florsheims around Trump, some apparently begrudgingly. One cabinet secretary has grumbled that he had to shelve his Louis Vuittons, according to people who heard the complaint. Officially, the White House wouldn't confirm Trump's choice of Florsheim. One recipient said Trump had a stack of them in an office. A box read Scott for Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. My God.
The fact that it's Florsheim tickles me in a really particular way.
Yeah.
I very much remember, like, we had to take, like, my grandfather to get shoes. Like, we went to the shoe store.
Yeah.
It used to be like the old shoe store with the boxes on the shelf and the guy with the slider. And it was like a very kind of like grandpa, like dad shoe. Like the fancy, it's like, oh, they're getting the good one. They're getting the Florsheims. It's a really particular thing, the Florsheim.
Yeah.
But you know that shit doesn't fit.
No. Well, that's the beauty. So first of all, I saw someone mention, like, so this is Trump in a meeting. Number one, gets bored. Number two, his mind wanders. But it can't wander very far, so it's just about what's right in front of him. So then he starts looking at people's shoes. And then he starts just ordering them shoes. Like, this is now where he's at. But the guessing their shoe sizes and then ordering the shoes. I have pasted into the notes, Maureen, 3 photos of Marco Rubio wearing these gifted shoes.
I'm going to computer enhance. Look at those big shoes.
They look like my dad had like dress shoes when I was a kid, and I loved putting them on and clombering around the house in them. And this is exactly what it looked like.
They all, yeah. Listen, if there's one person who can tell you about that, it's me. I'm the official Shoes in the White House reporter, and I have seen this shit. Those shoes are big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every penny do not fit the slot. You know what I mean? They're big. Big shoes. Little tiny feet in them. Wobbling around me. I've tried to talk to them. They don't talk much. They're weird shoes. Come here.
Oh, no.
Come here. No. Come here. No.
Oh, no.
Get over here, you little. Come here. I got him by the laces.
Leave me alone.
Okay. So how's it going?
Shut up. Leave me alone. I don't like it. I don't fit.
Yeah, I see that you're wobbling around on his little feet.
I don't fit. Leave me alone. I don't want to be here. I just slept me. I was in a box. I was sleeping. Now I'm on these little tiny feet.
So they're little feet, huh? Do they stink?
No, they're just tiny feet. Tiny little feet. I'm meant for bigger feet. I got these little stubby toes in here just dancing, wiggling around. I'm shaking on the end. I'm not supposed to fit this way. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, you look bad. I always fit tight. You know what I mean? Now, my man used to wear Florsheims, but his shoes fit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he fit. Everything fits with my man. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I don't want to talk to you anymore.
All right, fuck off then. Go have fun on those little Mario feet.
Wow.
That wasn't very. Yeah, it
what
wasn't
a
very
scoop.
interesting. Yeah.
What a scoop. Well, Maureen Johnson, this is the question that I have. Okay? You're Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
You have been bought shoes that don't fit your feet by many inches. Why
Mm-hmm.
are you not just buying the same shoe
Mm-hmm.
in a size that would actually fit you
All right.
and showing up to the Oval Office there? Is this man saying, take it off and let me check to make sure that the size is the same? No.
Well, then you also, even if he is, you know what you do? You just get a little label made. You just put it in there that says it's size 15 or whatever the fuck he's hired.
That's the part that I am just fully stuck on. This man is so cowed, right? Like he is so incapable of asserting himself in any way, shape, or form that he will clomber around in shoes that don't fit for fear of somehow getting on the wrong side of his boss.
Dan, what if he starts buying them suits?
I mean, dare to dream, Maureen.
And then
dare
suddenly,
to dream that he's just gonna size them by eye.
Yeah.
They're all walking around like David Byrne.
And they all get, Men's Warehouse or tiny, like Pee Wee Herman suits.
I mean, that's essentially what Pete Hegseth wears right now. I don't know if you've watched that man in these pressers. He wears suits that are significantly smaller than they should be.
Yeah. These are... It's too much for the brain.
Yeah.
It's too much. This is what... It's not good for us.
No.
And when you see little Marco out there and he's, they're like, well, what about, you're going to get all the people out of Iran? Yeah, well, the problem is the airspace is closed. That's a problem. Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
That's a you problem. It turns out if you just do everything this guy says, which you do, I mean, do you think there's stuff they are preventing him from doing at this point?
Not really.
I
don't think there's anyone standing in his way. But I also think that a lot of what is going down isn't even necessarily Trump's bidding. It's, people just know that they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Like, and so, I mean, this war is very clearly, I mean, they said as much on day 2, and since then they have backtracked, but it was essentially Benjamin Netanyahu walked into Mar-a-Lago and was like, hey, you know what? Iran's going to hit you, so you need to hit them first. And, oh, well, we're going to hit them, and then they'll hit us, so we also need you to hit them first. And then they were like, all right, that sounds good. Like, people are calling shots left and right, from the big shit to the little shit. Like, there is no difference really between Kristi Noem's sex jet and this bombing of Iran. Like, it's just everyone out doing the things that they want to be doing. And then, we're kind of left going, well, is he ordering this shit? He's not. He doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know half of what is happening anywhere. He's like busy fucking ordering shoes and thinking about his ballroom. Those are the two main things that occupy
ballroom. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I got what's going on here. I didn't put it together before. Well, now I'm kind of into it. A ballroom, you say? Ooh.
Different type of ball.
Oh.
Anyway, Maureen, speaking of people that are buying things that are the wrong fit and every fucking person in this entire government out for themselves, reporting this week from the Daily Beast that a young aide to Kristi Noem spent $3 million buying 2,500 trucks with enormous ICE branding on them. In the notes, I've included a photo of said truck where the word ICE takes up an entire door. This for an agency that famously does sneaky jump outs on people wearing whatever the fuck they want. They did not want these trucks. And as a result, the reporting is they are just sitting in parking garages ever since they took delivery on them because ICE agents are refusing to drive them around.
Right. Dan, it's a weird feeling being in a country that's cooked like this. You know what I mean? Like it's cooked.
Oh yeah, it's cooked.
And you're like, well, but we're still in the oven, and you know we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
And it's such a. How do we do good things, Dan?
I mean, I think that we do. I think a lot of people are doing good things constantly. You know, the country is cooked at a governmental level, but that has actually kind of forced, I think, a lot of people's hands to do
good stuff,
as much good within their community, within the, you know, as they can, because we are fucking alone at it now. So, you know, I mean, there's no upside to what we're fucking living through right now, but there is the fact that I think there is more kind of community engagement and more people turned on to the fact that they need to be looking out for their neighbors and their friends and everyone else than has ever existed.
Then we'll take that as an upside. Activated empathy and kindness.
Yeah.
Finding extra reserves of stuff within yourself that were kind of dormant.
Yeah.
And also, I just feel like one of the, just what I was saying earlier, the thing that I would like to push back on, that I can push back on, is getting rid of the many things in my life that are trying to sell me shit while I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
Because buying more stuff is not the answer. No. Unless they're books and you can get them from the library.
Yeah.
Or hats. So we're trying to sell books and hats, but
there's that. But other stuff, speaking of buying things, Maureen, I'm actually very thrilled to say that after years and years and years, we're getting a new couch delivered tomorrow.
Well, Dan, you've earned that couch.
We have earned that couch. There are vast parts of our existing couch that you can't actually sit on because they are so destroyed at this point. So I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, we have earned it. We have waited a long time.
Well, Dan, I'm happy. You know, if you need a thing, that's fine. It's just the extra, the extra stuff of it all.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can be sold stuff, basically. I had to download a shop app to find out where I had ordered something for the house that I needed. And they're like, you have to download shop. And then the app, like, almost instantly tries to get you to buy stuff. Like,
I fucking hate the shop app so much.
I was like, I didn't put that in the cart. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, you want this, huh? And I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't even look at that. I don't know why you're showing it to me. You like the pants, huh? You like these pants? You want some pants? Put the pants in the cart for you. Think about the pants.
Well, Maureen, speaking of buying things, this is from the New Republic. Pete Hegseth blew billions on fruit basket stands, chairs, and crab.
What?
The Pentagon spent more money in September, the end of the 2025 fiscal year, than it had in any other year since 2008. But a good chunk of the budget wasn't used for anything that could be considered a pertinent military expense. The Defense Department burned through $93 billion that month alone, signing checks left and right in order to dry up its congressionally allocated budget. There's pressure to spend. If federal agencies don't use the entirety of their budgets by the end of the fiscal year, they lose access to that cash forever. But the Pentagon's long list of luxuries is hardly defensible. Some of the frivolous September purchases made under Secretary Pete Hegseth's stewardship include a $98,329 Steinway & Sons grand piano for the Air Force Chiefs of Staff's home.
Sure.
$5.3 million for Apple devices, such as the new iPad, and an astronomical amount of shellfish, including $2 million for Alaskan king crab and $6.9 million worth of lobster tail.
What?
Yeah. There's a parenthetical. Lobster tail is apparently a favorite of Hegseth's Pentagon. The department spent more than $7.4 million total on the luxury item in March, May, June, and October. In other pricey food purchases, the government decided to drop $15.1 million for ribeye steak, again just in September, $124,000 for ice cream machines, and $169,224 on 272 orders of donuts.
What are we doing,
largest
Dan?
bulk expenditures was just for furniture, for which the Pentagon decided to shell out $225 million. That included $12,000 for fruit basket stands. I don't even know what a fruit basket stand is.
The fuck? I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you just put it on. You just put it on
a
table.
basket. You just put it on a table.
Just set
Is
it down.
like a little ring that it would sit in, I guess. I don't know why you need $12,000 worth of those. And they also spent more than $60,000 for Herman Miller recliners.
Oh, shit.
All in all, the agency spent more on furniture in 2025 than it had in over a decade. You know what's really hard to do this year, Maureen?
What?
Pay taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really hard to do.
This is tough. This is tough.
It's not a good one. Yeah, I got a fucking power on them as well, and I cannot get the fucking energy up.
This really feels like we are living in like France around 17. What year would it have been? 80? Here was the. Just gonna quick look that up.
The French Revolution.
1789. We got a little bit of that. Here we are in France at 1789. There's riots because there's not enough money for bread.
Yeah.
People walk to Versailles. People can't afford their medication, to put gas in their car to get to a job that they may, that doesn't pay enough and that they may lose.
Yeah. Yep.
It feels like we're in an empire. Oh, that's right, because we are.
Yeah.
That's falling.
Yeah. Yeah, people can't afford shit, but they can afford $7 million worth of lobster tail.
Just the guy needs a piano.
$100,000 piano.
$7 million in lobster.
That's a lot of lobster.
That's a lobster.
That's a lot of lobster. What is the going red lobster tail? What's the going rate
at a red
for
lobster
tail?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, we can Price is Right it.
$21 a pound.
I'm still trying to find this out.
Okay. I don't eat lobster, so I get very, very upset watching them cook lobster on TV. It's so terrible.
All right.
I'm going
Price
with
is Right
21.
this.
No, I'm going to go higher, actually.
Okay, well, let me I am seeing the price of a grilled Maine lobster tail at Red Lobster in Lincolnwood, Illinois.
$27.
What was your original guess?
21.
You were much closer in your original guess.
Oh, okay.
$22.99
Okay.
for a grilled Maine lobster tail. Now,
And so, okay.
how many? That is 304,480 grilled lobster tails.
The thing
from
is,
Red
Dan,
Lobster.
you know they're paying $60 a lobster tail or whatever.
I mean, they're definitely paying more than Red Lobster.
Right. Red Lobster's giving you size. I've had their biscuits. Those are good biscuits.
Oh, the Cheddar Bays? Yeah, those are real good.
They're good biscuits.
I once went on a book tour with the novelist Joe Mino and the novelist Derek McCormick. And I was sort of just like the guy that hung out with them. They both had books out. And on our last night of tour, we were like, let's celebrate. Let's go to Red Lobster. And we went to Red Lobster, and they had endless shrimp. And then they also were like, do you want to add a lobster tail? And we were like, yes. And I have basically not been able to eat shrimp scampi ever since because I felt so sick afterwards. I don't think this was a Red Lobster problem. This was definitely a me problem. I think I ate too much. I don't want to besmirch the good name of Red Lobster here. But yeah, even now, just kind of seeing the visuals on the Red Lobster site sent me a little bit queasy.
I went on a book tour with someone once, and we went to Memphis, and they really, really, really wanted to go to this famous barbecue place. They're like, we have to go.
Was it Central Barbecue?
I don't know what it was, but it was like it was like one of the Mac Daddy.
Famous,
famous.
It was probably Central Barbecue. It's real good.
And we went in, and for dinner, I was given, because they get the basket with the paper in it.
Yeah.
It had a small cup of coleslaw, and it was full of saltine crackers.
Okay.
That was
probably could have got some fries.
It was,
but
that
they
was
might
all
have been fried in beef tallow or something.
I had a basket of saltine crackers. I never forget that. They're like, here's your dinner. Have
Did you
a
at
small
least
cup
put
of
the coleslaw in, kind of stir it up, and have like a crunchy slaw?
I just kind of quietly ate my saltines and was like, this is no good.
They could have given you a slice of white bread or something. A good barbecue joint always has white bread on hand.
It was a lot. I just remember my basket of saltines.
Well, on that note,
I like a salt. Here's the thing.
Says who? Oh, yeah. Saltine's a good cracker.
This is not a bad cracker.
Says Who is made possible by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again, just more saltine crackers. That's all for you. If you give it the $5 or $10 a month level, that $10 a month level also gets you a sticker in the mail. Made by me, sent by me. So that's great. Patreon.com/sayswho. Our theme music is performed by Ted Leo. Our logo is designed by Darth. You can contact us at sayswhopodcast.com on Blue Sky, at sayswho at omfg.town on Mastodon, or you can always email, good old email, at hey, that's HEY, at sayswhopodcast.com. There is always a discussion happening on Facebook at /group/sayswhovians. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard. Thank you, Janice.
Thank you, Janice.
There's also the fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/sayswho Discord. Whatever you do, spread the word, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, March 18th, for our very next episode from my basement here in what is now becoming cold, was yesterday nice and warm, Chicago. I am Dan Sinker.
And from New York, I'm not in love, Just forget. That's Maureen Johnson. Bring you some mellow sounds of the 70s. It's just the good.
This has been Says Who.
That's a little bit of pneumonia.
Yeah, you kind of wrecked the chill vibes.
You got pneumonia.